So what's going on everyone, my name is MrDalekJD and within this video we are going to be discussing Easter eggs. Now over the past weekend and the previous weekend, the Black Ops 4 beta has come and pretty much taken over most of our lives. I'm pretty sure most of you can agree with me on this one. The beta's unfortunately come to an end and the next time we can play Black Ops 4 is the Blackout beta sometime in September. But the Black Ops 4 beta wasn't without its subtle Easter eggs littered throughout the maps we got to play. Some were very subtle, others were a little bit more in your face, and in this video we are going to be diving through all the Easter eggs, especially the zombies ones within the Black Ops 4 beta. Now, I'd love to know down below in the comment section if you played the beta during the 2 weekends, and if so, what rank did you end on the beta with? Was it rank 40, where you get the permanent unlock token, which I managed to get, or did you not manage to get so far? I'd love to know. And if you enjoyed these Easter eggs, then be sure to drop a like rating on the video, as I really would appreciate it. Now, the first map we're going to be jumping into for Easter eggs is the most recent map added into the beta, which is the map Hacienda. Hacienda is a lavish vineyard estate situated on a quiet lake in the Spanish countryside, home to a high-ranking crime syndicate boss. It's the perfect map for a ton of funny, weird, spooky Easter eggs, and we're starting with a zombies one. This is quite a popular Easter egg, and I'm sure a lot of you guys may already know about this, but if not, we got our very first look at an object we'll see within Blood of the Dead, and this is a body bag from the showers room. If on Hacienda you spawn on this side of the map, there's a little boat hut, and if you start swimming out and swim under, after a brief swim you come across this body bag, and once you see it, it's just incredibly similar to a body bag from Mob of the Dead. In fact, it is pretty much the exact same model, although of course this one's updated a little bit, and as you can see, the body bag has been chained to what looks like brick and just chucked into the sea. Now, the sort of storyline of the map is, of course, it's around a mob syndicate boss, and perhaps this is how he dealt with someone, by killing them, putting them in a body bag, and chucking them into the ocean. But it's very cool that Treyarch have thrown in the zombies Easter egg by obviously using the texture of the body bags from the shower room of Mob of the Dead. Super clear hint that, hey, these are probably going to be in the Mob remake in Black Ops 4. There was a few other water maps within the beta, but none of them had any objects floating in them and just outside of the playable barriers like in Hacienda, so it's quite clearly a Easter egg placed by Treyarch for us to actually find that. But that's not the only Easter egg on this map. There's actually quite a few, and there's more Easter eggs related to this body bag without a doubt. In one of the spawn rooms, if you come in here, you're gonna find a table with a lot of weird equipment, some like scalpels, some scissors, some knives, lots of blood everywhere. Definitely related. And this battery also looks very suspicious to a battery you'd see in Transit. Possibly a model from Transit? Probably pushing it there. As you run around Hacienda, there is one room in particular which has two massive portraits of dogs. Not specifically just any random dogs, but these are two very adorable pugs. These aren't just any random pugs, but these are the adorable pugs which belongs to Nelson Plummy over at Treyarch, who's lead environment artist. These are his adorable pugs, and he mentions if you're strolling down Hacienda over the weekend beta, getting your heist on or otherwise, hello from these two. It's just such a cool little Easter egg. It's just like, yo, you walk past that and never think of it, but if you actually knew why it was there, it's actually really cool. There's a room within Hacienda which has a few little Easter eggs which I want to point out, just in case you weren't really aware of them. You could run right past them and absolutely miss them, but there is a cabinet in this room here which has a load of different objects, such as like a sort of voodoo doll, a nail baseball bat, but the most interesting is a Nuketown mannequin head is on the shelf here in this image, thanks to Reddit user Eddie Sparrow. In my games, I could never see this mannequin head there, but it's definitely not Photoshop because other people have been able to get it in their games. You can see the reflection on the glass, but it's really cool that they've thrown this in. The fiction of Black Ops 4 is it actually takes place before Black Ops 3, so this doesn't really make a lot of sense. Perhaps we're seeing the sort of starts of Nuketown being made futuristic, who knows, but there is another little Easter egg in this cabinet as well, and it's a monkey which belongs to Samantha, which we see in Zetsubo no Shima. littered around the map, these are the monkeys you activate in order to get the hidden song on the map. It's a very specific toy monkey which you activate in Zetsubou, and we don't see that at all throughout any other of the zombies maps in BO3, I'm pretty sure. So it's a very cool nod as well. This room also holds a really weird sort of mini interactive area where you can interact with certain doors and open parts of the rooms, or even lock yourself in this really narrow corridor. There's not really any point to it, but it's a pretty good hiding spot, I guess. And there's another button you can interact with just before you leave this room to the outside fountain area, and it will turn the sprinklers on the fountain. Let's jump to the next map, and this is the map Seaside. There aren't really a lot of other Easter eggs on the other maps, but there are a few standout ones which I think definitely deserve a mention, which is really, really cool. The first one being this bell Easter egg on the Seaside that was showcased by Austin27186 on the Black Ops 4 subreddit, and if you use Recon and his dart ability and aim it perfectly at the bell and shoot it, it will actually ring the bell, which gives us some very heavy Der Eisendrache vibes, and I'm pretty sure it might be the same sound of the bell as well from Der Eisendrache, where you call in Dempsey and he smashes through the bell, or you could just shoot it endlessly over and over and over. Still just as satisfying, and I'm pretty sure this sound effect on Seaside is the same. And I believe the only way to trigger the bell sound is to actually shoot a dart at it. You can't just shoot it with bullets. And this next Easter egg can be on any map, but this was showcased on Seaside by Reddit user Shooperd, and this is an amazing Easter egg. It's a very subtle reference to the original Black Ops 1 campaign. It's not exactly common that your character would even say this line, but I'm going to let the clip play for itself.
See that hind? Hey. You see that hind? We're gonna take it.
It's an absolutely iconic line from Black Ops 1, and it's amazing that this was put into the game. Bear in mind, this campaign released 8 years ago, and they threw this reference in, knowing that people would still get it 8 years later. It's so cool. Really, really cool find. On the multiplayer map Contraband, there is a small little blackout Easter egg, and it's in the spawns, where by the beach you can actually see 2 vehicles. Now, these are the sea vehicles which we'll be using inside of Blackout, and they're just beached here on the map Contraband. Perhaps maybe Contraband might be part of the Blackout map, I'm not too sure. In previous Black Ops multiplayers, there's been a lot more zombie Easter eggs and references. In the Black Ops 4 beta, there hasn't been a lot, but maybe the full map list will give us a lot more Easter eggs, but that mob Easter egg in particular is a real highlight, as well as the others which I showed you guys in this video. MJPW Gaming on Twitter done a really big troll where he could see the Titanic out in the background, but this is just a really clever Photoshop, as you can't actually see it within the game. And I'll be honest, this fooled me when I saw it on my timeline. So if you're watching NJPW, then you fooled a lot of people, including myself. But you can see some boats out in the distance having what seems to be a shootout, which looks pretty awesome. Don't really know what's going on there, but still, these details are pretty cool, and Treyarch always pack these multiplayer maps with loads of tiny details, and hopefully you've learned something today within this video. All the gameplay used with the Easter eggs shown that weren't recorded by myself can be found linked down below in the description. Go right ahead and upvote them, as they were all awesome, and without those clips I wouldn't be able to show these Easter eggs to you. I'd love to do it myself, but sadly the beta is ended and we have to wait until September for the Blackout beta. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more awesome Black Ops 4 content, and I'll catch you on another one very, very soon.